Hello, I'm Dr. Robin Pankey, and in this video for Basic Human Structure, I'd like to discuss the unit exams and the diagram exams. Let's go to the learning unit on the left, and you'll see in Unit 1 that your exams, unit exams for Chapters 1 and 2, and for 3 and 4, and Unit 1 diagram exam will be due on June 2nd for the summer semester. So let's find it in this folder. There are a number of ways to prepare for the exams. In the video on Connect, you saw some of those ways. There are also videos for you to watch to prepare for the exams. Each chapter has a video that's been recorded by Mr. Anderson, Paul Anderson from Bozeman, Montana. I chose these videos because I think they're short. You can see they're about 10 or 11 minutes long, so keep your attention. And he's also a very good teacher. He was actually voted one of the country's best teachers. You can see also that I've added some lectures from the Khan Academy. These lectures will take you to a web link. For example, the chemistry of life will teach you about elements and atoms. This is a video. This is an introduction to the atom, which is a video, and this is printed information. One thing that I find when I'm studying and trying to learn something new, that I need to see it in many different ways. So I need to read the information, and I like to see a video. I've learned to do an awful lot of things by just watching YouTube videos. I've linked some videos here. You may like the way Mr. Khan's Academy, or Dr. Khan, approaches this. So you can see this is a 13-minute video.
Thousands of years just looking at our environment around us. There are different substances, and these different substances tend to have different properties. And not only do they have different properties, one might reflect light in a certain.
So you may like those. I would suggest for the first chapter at least looking at all of these videos and deciding what you want to do with them. I find that some topics are a little bit harder to understand, so it also is very helpful for you to search out your own videos for explanations on YouTube. There are so many of them there, and if you are finding that you're having difficulty with a concept and these videos aren't helping you, contact me, please, and I can point you in the right directions for some other videos that might be helpful for you to understand. I can also record a video that might be useful for you. I only know that you're having problems when you let me know. So we have some Khan Academy lectures on water, acids, and bases, on Chapter 2, also on macromolecules. The first learning unit is going to cover 4 chapters. This is pretty hefty, and you have a little bit extra time in the first unit, just to get going here, and then we really pick up the pace in this course. So don't get behind, and I'll show you in another video on how not to get behind by doing planning calendaring. That didn't make sense. Planning calendars. Right? Chapter 3 takes us to the tour of the cell. You've got some lectures there, also from the Khan Academy. And then Chapter 4 is body tissues and body membranes, as well as some lectures. So many ways for you to learn this information. Definitely read it. I'd say watch these shorter videos first before you read the chapter. So when you're going to Chapter 1, as we start out this semester, watch Mr. Anderson's 11-minute video on anatomy and physiology, then read Chapter 1, and then do the Connect to Learn Smart practice. I'm going to follow the breadcrumb trail here and go back to Unit 1. You'll also be taking for each learning unit diagram or exams. Before I get there, though, let me show you about these practice quizzes. There are practice quizzes here that will take you directly to Connect. These practice quizzes do not count towards your grade, but they can help you. Some students have found them very useful. They've told me in their journaling that they found that taking the practice test before they took the regular exams was very useful to them. Other students preferred to print the PowerPoint slides and use those. I'll show you where you can find those. So there are chapter PowerPoint slides here. I have them in a PDF version if you're opening them on a device like an e-reader. or your phone, and here is a chapter PowerPoint version. You can customize these in the PowerPoint version, so you can download them to your computer, and you can then also add notes to it. You can print them. I would recommend printing them several per page, like 3 per page, rather than printing an entire page, because this could get quite expensive and take up a lot of ink and a lot of paper. But these would also be nice to study for your exams. The exams are, except for the diagram exams, open book, and you'll see you are able to access the ebook while you are taking an exam. So having as much information ready in front of you, preparing for the exam will actually help you when you are taking the exam. If you have the PowerPoints in front of you, if you've taken notes on the PowerPoints, you are going to quickly retrieve the information, not only from your brain, but if you can't quite remember it, you'll be able to go to your notes quickly. The unit exams are going to be accessed by going to the Unit 1 exams folder. Of course, there'll be a folder like this in every unit. And when you click on this, it will tell you, it will take you directly to Connect. So I'm going to take you to Connect now. You won't see exactly what I see because I'm going into it as an instructor, but it will ask you to launch, and you'll get into Connect. If this is the first time you've gotten into Connect, you're going to have to either register with the registration code that you purchased, or you will have to sign up for the free 2-week trial. If it's getting very close to the end of the 2 weeks, you may not be able to do that, so be prepared with your access code or the credit card in order to purchase. I believe it's around $80. I'm not exactly sure what the cost is, but it's roughly that. So I'm going to show you what it would look like. You're going to see questions that come up. Don't know if you noticed it, but there are these questions, 40 questions are chosen. You have 60 minutes to take this. 40 minutes are chosen from a very large pool of questions, so nobody is going to get exactly the same exam. It's going to ask you a question. The thigh is in which region? And of course, you're not going to be given the answer. I'm the instructor, so I see the answer. You are going to choose one of these simply by clicking on it, and then you're going to go to the next question. You'll notice down here that there is a reference tab. The reference tab is going to take you to the ebook. So don't forget that if you're not able to answer the question right away, you can check the ebook. If you're checking the ebook on every single question, you are going to run out of time. There's not enough time for you to take this exam and check on every single question. So be sure that you are prepared for the exams. You can go to the next question then. Okay, and here, what type of energy is used to create a PET scan? The answer here would be the gamma rays. You may or may not get this question. I'm going to take you back to Blackboard now. In Unit 1, you'll find that Chapters 1 and 2 constitute an exam, and Chapters 3 and 4 constitute an exam. As we move on through the semester, each chapter is going to have its own exam until we get to Unit 5. Unit 5 is going to have one exam, and that's going to be the last 2 chapters, 17 and 18, that are covered in this course. There is a chapter 19 in your textbook. We do not cover that chapter. Excuse me. So let's talk about the diagram exams now. There's a diagram exam for every learning unit, so there will be 6 diagram exams. Unit 4 has 2 parts, Part 1 and Part 2. And in order to prepare for the diagram exams, you'll want to access the study guides. I'm going to warn you, there are a lot of things because we're covering so much, the entire human body in one semester. There's a lot to learn. And so these diagram exams, I would recommend that you prepare 1 chapter at a time and review and review and review. I have a study guide for you. I'll have these study guides in 2 forms, as a PowerPoint or as a PDF. And then I have these same diagrams as a blank. Okay, they're all a PowerPoint and also as a blank PDF. PDF, of course, is going to be easier for you to open. Students have told me that they print multiple copies of these study guides and then just keep filling them in. You don't necessarily have to print multiple copies. You can always just lay a piece of paper over the top, but let me show you what a study guide is going to look like. I've opened the PowerPoint. Okay, so the study guide gives you the answers. These will be very familiar images because they're all from your textbook. This one tells you directional terms. Here we have regions of the body. There are a lot of them, and yes, you do have to know all of them. I will choose some of them for the diagram exam. Here we have another one, so you need to know the different cavities of the body. And here there's some information about tonicity, about atoms, and then about the cell. For the cell, you'll just want to know these terms. You don't have to know all, well, you do have to know the other information for the exams, but for diagramming, for labeling, you simply just need to know the term. Put that away. All right. Then we have a diagram exam study guide. Let's take a look what this looks like. It will look quite familiar. So here you can see the same image that was on the diagram study guide. And so now you can fill in each of these and you can keep practicing. You can lay another piece of paper over it. So I would recommend as you finish chapter 1 that you do the the exam study guide, and then you do practice it again several times before you take the diagram exam. And here again, these are the exact same diagrams that you are going to see on the exam, and you'll be filling in a few of these, not all of them. So diagram exams vary in the number of points. You have 60 minutes to take the diagram exam. Okay, so you can practice for this. Now, in order to take the diagram exam, you are going to have Respondus Monitor. The Respondus Monitor requires that you have a webcam, and prior to the exam beginning, you'll be asked to look into the camera. The camera actually during the exam is looking for your face. So if your face is not visible, for example, you keep looking to the side or you keep going away like this, or you walk away from the camera, or they see an inordinate amount of movement like you just saw with me, it's going to flag that. It flags it and it tells me that there may be some suspicious activity going on. I don't watch every single minute of your webcam recording. That would be just crazy. You each are there for 60 minutes, but I do get little segments, and then if there are flags where there appears to be a problem, I can look at more detail at what happened. Now, when you're taking a webcam exam, please keep in mind that I can hear what's going on because you have a speaker in your computer, and I can also see what's behind you. So you may want to take a quick look to see what is behind you there, and also don't get a lot of backlighting. For example, don't sit in front of a window. Well, I'm sorry, sit with the window behind you because you get a lot of backlighting, and that can wash out and actually trigger an event that could be flagged. You can see behind me that I've got a couple of framed photos or framed diplomas. They're actually my husband's. But take a look at what's around you. I would highly recommend not sitting on your bed or not sitting on a sofa when you are taking an exam. Prepare for an exam and take an exam just like you would be in the classroom. So sit at a desk or sit at a kitchen table. Let your family know that you are taking an exam so you don't have to scream at them during the exam. I've heard a lot of that. Turn down or turn off your music because you are taking an exam again. Close the door to the room you're in, turn off the television, and give your undivided attention to the exam while you are on the webcam. While you are on the web taking the exam, you're going to have to show identification. So you'll hold your ID up to the camera. In that case, it can be your driver's license or your student ID, but it has to be a pictured ID. You're going to smile for the camera, and then you're going to be asked to do an environment check. The environment check asks you to swing the camera around so that it shows that there are no textbook materials or another cell phone, for example, next to your computer where you are taking the exam. So your environment check will be completed. Once that's done, then the exam will start. The timer will start when you start the exam. So you'll download Respondus Monitor from a link. That link is available here at the Course Technologies tab. Download that onto your computer. If you used Respondus Monitor last year, it has been updated, so make sure that that you remove it from your computer and reload it onto your computer. There actually is in Unit 1 a little quiz for you to take just to make sure that your Respondus Monitor is working. You must take this by May the 25th for the summer semester. For the fall semester, there will be a due date that tells you when you must complete this. This way we know that your Respondus Monitor and your camera is working correctly. If there are any adjustments that we need to make, for example, we can do that before you take your diagram exam. Let's take a look at the diagram exam. I won't be able to, excuse me, I went to the wrong place. I won't be able to link onto this because I'm not in Respondus Monitor at the moment. Okay, so you'll find your diagram exam right here in the Unit 1 diagram exam requires Respondus Lockdown Browser. So you're going to have your ID, keep your eyes focused on the keyboard and on the screen.